Budget travel has become increasingly popular over the years, but with that popularity comes a lot of misinformation and myths. There are so many misconceptions about what budget travel actually is and what it entails, and these myths often prevent people from pursuing their travel dreams. Today, I'm going to debunk some of the biggest myths about budget travel and show you the reality behind them. I've been traveling on a budget for years, and I've heard every myth in the book. So, if you're ready to separate fact from fiction, you're in the right place. Myth number 1. Budget travel means you have to stay in dirty, unsafe hostels. This is one of the most pervasive myths about budget travel, and it's simply not true. While there are definitely some sketchy hostels out there, there are also many clean, safe, and comfortable hostels that offer great value for money. I've stayed in some amazing hostels that were just as clean and comfortable as a mid-range hotel. The key is to read reviews carefully and choose a hostel that has consistently high ratings from other travelers. You can also opt for a private room in a hostel, which gives you more privacy and comfort while still being budget-friendly. Myth number 2. Budget travel means eating nothing but instant noodles and bread. This is another myth that couldn't be further from the truth. As I've discussed in previous videos, you can eat delicious, authentic, and nutritious food while traveling on a budget. By eating at street food stalls, local markets, and family-run restaurants, you can have amazing meals for just a few dollars. I've had some of the best meals of my life while traveling on a budget, and I've never felt like I was sacrificing quality or nutrition. Myth number 3. Budget travel is only for young backpackers. This is a myth that really bothers me because it prevents many people from pursuing their travel dreams. Budget travel is for anyone who wants to travel, regardless of age, background, or travel style. I've met budget travelers of all ages, from teenagers to retirees. Budget travel is not about being young. It's about being resourceful and creative with your money. There's no age limit on adventure. Myth number 4. You have to book everything in advance to get the best deals. This is a myth that's partially true, but it's often overstated. While booking flights in advance can save you money, booking accommodation and activities in advance is not always necessary. In fact, sometimes you can get better deals by booking last minute. I've gotten some amazing deals on accommodation by showing up in a city and asking around for recommendations. And I've found great activities by asking locals for suggestions rather than booking through a tour company in advance. Myth number 5. Budget travel is dangerous. This is a myth that's often perpetuated by the media and by people who have never traveled on a budget. The truth is, budget travel is no more dangerous than any other type of travel. As long as you use common sense, stay aware of your surroundings, and take basic safety precautions, you'll be fine. I've traveled to many countries on a budget, and I've never had a serious safety issue. In fact, I often feel safer in smaller towns and villages than I do in big cities. Myth number 6. Budget travel means you can't have any fun or do any activities. This is another myth that's simply not true. There are countless free and cheap activities you can do while traveling on a budget. You can hike, visit parks, explore local markets, take free walking tours, and so much more. I've had some of my most memorable travel experiences while doing free or cheap activities. Some of my favorite memories are from simply wandering around a new city and discovering hidden gems. Myth number 7. Budget travel means you have to travel alone. This is a myth that prevents many people from traveling with their friends or family. Budget travel is absolutely possible when traveling with others. In fact, traveling with others can sometimes be cheaper because you can split costs like accommodation and transportation. I've traveled on a budget with friends and family, and we've had amazing experiences together. Myth number 8. Budget travel means you have to sacrifice comfort and convenience. This is a myth that's often used to justify expensive travel. The truth is, you can have comfort and convenience while traveling on a budget. It just requires a bit more planning and creativity. For example, you might not stay in a 5-star hotel, but you can stay in a comfortable, clean guest house. You might not eat at fancy restaurants, but you can eat delicious food at local restaurants. It's all about finding the right balance. Myth number 9, budget travel is boring. This is a myth that couldn't be further from the truth. Some of my most exciting and memorable travel experiences have been while traveling on a budget. Budget travel often forces you to be more adventurous and to step outside of your comfort zone. You're more likely to interact with locals, try new things, and have authentic experiences. I've had way more fun traveling on a budget than I ever did on expensive trips. Myth number 10, you need a lot of money saved up to travel on a budget. This is a myth that prevents many people from traveling at all. The truth is, you don't need a huge amount of money to start traveling. You can start with a small amount of money and travel slowly, working along the way to fund your travels. Many budget travelers work remotely or pick up odd jobs to fund their travels. It's absolutely possible to travel indefinitely on a budget if you're willing to be creative and resourceful. I've met travelers who started their journey with just a few $100s and have been traveling for years by combining work and budget travel strategies. The key is to be flexible and to be willing to adapt your plans as you go. I hope this video has debunked some of the biggest myths about budget travel and has shown you that budget travel is accessible to everyone. Budget travel is not about being cheap or sacrificing quality. It's about being smart with your money and prioritizing experiences over material possessions. The most important thing to remember is that budget travel is a mindset. It's about being intentional with your choices and making decisions that align with your values and priorities. It's about understanding that experiences and memories are more valuable than material possessions, and that you don't need to spend a lot of money to have an incredible travel experience. Budget travel has taught me so much about myself, about the world, and about what truly matters in life. It's given me the freedom to pursue my passions and to live a life that's authentic and meaningful. And I believe that it can do the same for you. Have you believed any of these myths about budget travel? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Travel with Mila for more budget travel tips and inspiration. Until next time, happy travels! Let's break down some of these myths even further. The idea that budget travel is only for the young is particularly damaging. I've met couples in their 60s and 70s who are backpacking through Southeast Asia and having the time of their lives. They're staying in private rooms and hostels, taking cooking classes, and immersing themselves in the local culture. They're proof that age is just a number when it comes to travel. The myth that budget travel is dangerous is also worth a closer look. Of course, there are dangers in any type of travel, but budget travel is not inherently more dangerous. In fact, I would argue that budget travelers are often more savvy and aware of their surroundings than other travelers. They're more likely to be in tune with the local culture and to know which areas to avoid.